"420 Kids live direct in effect, Oklahoma City, Banner, D-Town, knowledge is key, Dirty Mac, and what's happening? What's the business? What's going down? In today's episode, we got Kanye West, Merry Christmas. On top of that, today's episode, we got Kanye West's new list of Hollywood sacrifices. It's a lot of stuff going on in the industry. A lot of it is being portrayed as black on black crime. We have to see below the surface. A lot of people is talking about Kanye West saying some real stuff, but they're not really tuning into his message. They still see the black on black crime. But let's go into this next video article. Let me see what he's talking about. Oh, Jesus, man. Let's see what Jesus talking about.
My mama was sacrificed. Michael Jordan, what about him? His dad, Bill Cosby, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
You really lost him the same day you hit number
Swear to
one?
God, the same time. Not the, nah, it was Baby on Baby and when like number one.
Okay.
And when like number one on Apple Music, iTunes.
You don't get to have big movie roles and be the host of America's Got Talent, The Masked Singer, and Wildin' Out and think that you're not gonna have to sell your soul to do so. It is satanic energy that runs the industry.
Kanye West has yet again landed himself in hot water over his outrageous comments. The Yeezy mogul made some pretty serious allegations against several A-list celebrities in another one of his frequent rants. So what allegations did he make, and which celebrities did he mention? Kanye West is once again trending for making wild allegations, claiming LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Beyonce are among various celebrities controlled by satanic powers, and that his mother, Michael Jordan's father, were both sacrifices. This happened when West was answering a paparazzo's questions from inside a vehicle when he went on a rant explaining why he can't be controlled.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
He say the jig is up, man. What you think about that video article right there?
Based on what I was saying, they said a satanic cult is basically controlling the idols. So I look at the narrative, and when I say Merry Christmas, for years I felt discouraged by saying that word, Merry Christmas. Because I'm like, Santa Claus is not real. Couldn't have been Jesus's actual birthday, based on the description of the seasons. So this morning I got up. I said, you know what? Merry Christmas. And I said the word mass at the end of Christ Mass. Mass means masses. That's the masses. And I said Christ is a consciousness. So I said, Christ mass, Christ consciousness to the masses of people. So basically, if we all get on that same board, we can have a mass Christ consciousness, a Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem now for all of the woke people out there. It is now okay to say Merry Christmas because you are passing on a massive amount of Christ consciousness. So that's how you can say that word to alleviate, and that's what we have to start doing. Based on that video article, Kanye is not saying anything that the majority of people don't know. People look up to LeBron James. He has influence, but his influence is being controlled and monitored by somebody outside of himself, as well as everybody else he named. You see them throwing up all the signs and all that, but if Young Thug says he's slime, they use that to the different, prison. They use that to market prison based off what he started something that wasn't in their culture of gangs, but it's a gang too. So, based on that, man, I just look at it and say we have to decipher and learn how to communicate what we're trying to say about this stuff, because they get a certain way when you actually, you know what I'm saying, point the finger at what it really is. But I break it down and say Merry Christmas to everybody, because we here, we gonna pass on that consciousness, that massive Christ consciousness that people talking about, not the religion or fake stories or just that. Like, who's gonna go through for 365 days of the year? We waiting on one day for everybody, family, to get together and act like they love each other. But then for the other 364 days, people are trying to get the payment. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually it's
Yeah,
gonna all fall apart. It's gonna all fall
yeah.
apart. That's my take on that, though.
I can dig it, man. I appreciate that insight, man. I've walked different schools of thought or faith, you know. I dealt with multi-faith based organizations where there's not only one belief system. Try to get people to stop arguing about their differences and see their similarities. My personal belief really isn't important. So I just, back to you, was talking about the masses. I know the masses of the peoples believe in the holidays. That's why I say Merry Christmas over Happy Holidays, you know, or vice versa. If I can judge you and look, he's a Christian or not, you know, if I see a different person from a different culture and be, oh, okay, I say Happy Holidays because I know they don't celebrate the same customs, you know. So that's my personal take, man. I don't be telling people they got the right to believe whatever they want to believe, but they can't make me believe it, you know.
You don't
We
believe in Santa
gotta
Claus?
or the religions weren't around, man. People is just, hey man, I'm listening to him, man. He said if you don't talk to God, I say you talk to God and Jesus, or I say, how do they sound? Oh man, I said, oh, you being funny. No, you being funny. I'm being serious. How does he sound? I don't step on people's spiritual beliefs. Everybody hears voices in their heads. Some people might talk to Jesus. Some people might talk to Muhammad, Buddha, whichever. The choice is yours. You know, more power to you. If it's helping you stay out of the high power BS, then more power to you. But the sacrifices, like I say, that's the main point that I think people miss about what Kanye is saying. You know, that's why people ask me often the time, is he going through some mental stages? The reason I say yes is because, okay, we're looking at the stuff he's saying as far as for the whole population of Black people. He's talking about stuff that's affecting African Americans. At the same time, his marriage is crashing. His finances is crashing. You hear me? He's at that state where he doesn't give up. You hear me? And that's not a good state to be in. You know, I've been there before. Hey man, I don't care what happened. You hear me? Hey man, I ain't taking no disrespect. I be trying to be peaceful with people, but you can't lose it though. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You got to get controlled thoughts, controlled movements, calculated steps. Because if not, hey man, I don't know. May the spirit walk with him. And all the other sacrifices that he's talking about. He's talking about the industry sacrifices, the higher ups. We seem to focus on what's right in front of us. You know, what they keep that narrative of the black on black crime. You hear me? Kanye West not talking about black on black crime. He's talking about the Hollywood elites exposing killing people. But somehow our killing overpowers everybody. Our killings and murders overpower wars. Somehow, you hear me? Where they level with towns, they blow up the whole towns. But hey, man, that's my little piece on that. So I don't know.
That's why I think that it's gross negligence to say that Kanye is crazy, because he not talking about black. Look at what he addressing, and then we say he crazy. It's like, fuck. Well, he's in a no-win situation. If he addressed what's real, he crazy. Right? Then hold on. You talking about people being sacrificed in the industry where people have seen it for years, but you're in the industry now. You plugged into the industry, and you saying it. He's the only one. Of course, people gonna say you crazy. If it's
After he
100,
said he killed his mom, he said
saying
he
the
killed
wrong-
my mom. They killed my mom.
Come
So
on.
you going up against the secret powers that be? That's why some could consider it crazy. They believe what he's saying.
Then he said Nick Cannon's son dead. Little kid. He said if you think you're gonna be on top of Nickelodeon and all that, you're not gonna take some losses and sacrifices. And I also want to get on this just because there are all type of symbols on money. It says Nuit Conceptus Nouveau Ordo Selectrum. Mission
Monetary
accomplished.
spell.
Welcome to the new world. Like on money. So it's telling you, it's taking you or guiding you into a new world that something else is creating. They tell you what's going on so they can say, oh, we told you what was going on and you accepted it. That's your fault. Like you had a choice. But we look at it like we don't have no choice. This is the craziest thing, that we see these spells. Oh, we know they exist. The person who bring them up, they crazy. Like, so at the end of the day, I'll be like, I have to take up from it. Hell yeah, we all would have mental problems. Through all the trauma we go through, we all would have something that's going to seem disturbed or perturbed. But who is anybody to judge the only person who is speaking and saying this and saying they crazy?
Which is a rapper.
I got a ride for him. I don't give a fuck what nobody else talking about. That nigga's the most same motherfucker in the industry that I can think about. And that could shine a light on me for saying that. Oh, he woke too. He know too. Yeah, fuck that. Like, end of the day, what is woke? When you open your eyes and you reboot like a program do, and you shut down, you go to another world. And when you boot back up, you got a whole nother of options that's reloaded for you and welcome you in for that day. So, I say as far as the Kanye West thing, bro, I say, look, this man is put himself in a situation. He's had the money. This is why people think he's crazy. His marriage failed. He lost his money. How many people have been evicted? Lost all their money that they had. Well, they didn't have nothing. What if you called all the people who ever lost an apartment, broke a lease, got a car, what do you call it when a car gets taken from you, got a car repossessed?
Repossession.
Got a car repossessed. If any of that shit happens, you crazy. This motherfucker losing everything. His car gone, you know what I'm saying? His marriage fell. 84% of the people who get married won't be married 5 years from now. Mostly due to finances. The fact that people are not, we're born in this land, but we don't own none of the land. Who owns it? Who owns the land? Who's taking the land and saying, pay me for it? I'm a print. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna even print the money no more. I'm gonna put this shit in crypto. Man, 4 of the top people that have started with crypto that had the most finances died within the last 6 months. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. One of them 19 years old. Nobody's talking about it.
This is my thing. Why I say Kanye West is crazy, because I'm a big fan. I'm a Gemini as well. So I think I can resonate with his thinking. This is my part of the crazy. Where I would say the crazy, hey man, they sacrificed my mom. So that they're willing to go beyond measure. You hear me?
Yeah.
You know this. We're not on the outside looking in. We on the outside looking in. You walking with the same people that you're talking about. These are your friends. These are your buddies. So you telling them, so people believe in what you say. But I think he's a tad bit suicidal, because this shows you money doesn't solve anything, just from a sense of the pain, some call it medicine. You hear me? They'll call it medicine. What's his name? Harley Pasternak. His handlers. Yeah, I'll put you back in that sunken place. The sunken place. That'll send you to a crazy. The sunken place. Yeah.
He's crazy though. He need to be passionate.
That's
That's
he's crazy.
need a mental evaluation.
He controlled the mental. He controlled people's mental. That's what I say. The institutions that's making him crazy. You say Harley Pat, and that's his handler. That's his handler.
Type. He want to.
That's his handler.
So you can't move, and he can buck you in your ass.
Yeah.
He want to buck you. I'm gonna put him on some medicine where he
can.
Yeah, come on.
That's why he's crazy. Yeah.
People who running this shit, those are the lunatics. Those are the true lunatics. The people who trying to figure it out, I don't agree. Shit, Kanye West, bro. If I don't have idols, but fuck it. If there's an idol, you my idol, homie. Square business. If there's an idol out there in the rap game that's pushing a narrative, I fucks with you. Big time. Big time. And you can't do no wrong in my eye. Whatever you do, and I look at it when you say shit like black people chose slavery, I'm going to give you the benefit of the motherfucking doubt.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, you know what?
We have mental health problems right now.
I wake up every day and I got choices. Even if I don't think they choices, at the present time, it's a whole lot of stuff I thought wasn't a choice 5 years ago. 1 year ago, it's things I thought wasn't a choice. I wake up today and I realized that shit was a choice. I said, fuck Christmas last year. I said, I don't give a damn about Christmas. Santa Claus ain't real. This Jesus stuff that people pushing, none of it's real. I said, F Christmas. I said, you know what? I woke up today. I say, man, the masses is lost. There needs to be a Christ consciousness movement. It needs to be a movement where we realize the rats that try to get in our house, they living. Shit, people living. We taking all the animals, we steadily building, and they don't have nowhere to go. So then when they come in our house, we kill the animals like we kill the rodents. Yeah, bro, we think that we are king of the planet. Something has us thinking that we're above the cycle of life. We're above the ecosystem. We can eat all the animals, put them up in the grocery stores. There is something that has to cause some type of.
This is my thing. This is my thing on the mental health thing in the African American community. Let's use the inception, what they teach us about slavery. We know all the brutality, the murder, rape, the ancestral, this just beating for, dehumanizing a whole race of people. With that going through that inception, and now we looking at gang banging and just the culture, the murder culture that often gets portrayed as our culture. I think it's American culture. So when the little white kids kill 17 people in a school, it's passed off as mental health. So when we say we got mental health, we got to learn how to deal with mental health. I guess we think that's for white. We don't think we can have mental health breakdowns. I could have a mental health breakdown arguing with my woman. You hear me? I could be temporarily out of it. She got me sent out of it. We tripping. We could be cool. We could be having financial trouble. Mental health is real, bro. So I've been mentally. I've come from prison for 9 years. A mental state. Take the state of a person that's been incarcerated for 9 years or 5 years. Technically, legally, you're legally insane. Technically, after incarcerations for 5 years. So we've been subdued to an oppressive state of mind. The mental is suppressed. You hear me? We have African Americans believing in idols. Jesus is an idol. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not idol worship." You hear me? He said, "Don't believe in idols." So, and then on top of this, we see the image of God as another race. So the mental health. That's what I'm talking about. The crazy, it's all of us. You hear me? We weren't around here. It's real deep, man. So every time we have an episode or somebody gets murdered, we just crazy. They gang bang and they whoop de whoop de whoop. But we flip side of the coin. Little kid, what is it? I forgot what the name of it. It was just recently when he killed them 17 people. Now they try to blame it off as a mental health disorder. Just like the dude in Vegas, 65 people. Oh, we don't know what happened. We don't know. No motive. Mental health. People they're killing. It's killing us at an all-time high. Drug addiction is at an all-time high. Mental health is at an all-time high. So when I say Kanye West, you crazy, man, they killed my mama. Got people eating the popcorn like what? You hear me? You know what they'll do. You hear me? That's crazy to me. That's when I say suicidal. You know that you said they killed your mama. They killed Bill Cosby's son, Michael Jordan's daddy, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So for you to, I guess the people that saying he's challenging the powers that be, that's crazy. And I'm gonna pass the mic.
That's suicide. That's word life right there. That's word life. However, weekly recap, bro. Like Master P had a shout out to Master P. We got the same birthday, God body. You ever look out, man? Check out our podcast. We popping on this bit. Hey, you got one of the
trying to make them say, make them say, rub your little grateful ass.
Little motherfucker. Hey, you better
entitled ass. His entitled ass. Self-entitled ass. Man, get your little ass, man. God damn, bro. Damn.
Bruh, do you know who your father is? Respect that. That has to be taken as a motive of respect, bruh.
You wouldn't have none of them millions without him. You wouldn't have none of those millions.
And if you are living check to check and you don't have millions right now, if it's all a facade and that's not your life right now, the fact that you can say Master P is my father, bruh, is better than 98% of the world. 99% of the world. You can say Master P, that's my dad. Hey, bro, like, you got a whole lot of people. I got 4 kids. Say knowledge is my daddy. You know, I ain't through writing the script yet, but however, that is nothing compared to Master P right now. Nowhere near compared. You know, so if you sold albums and you did shows and, you know, it's in-house that he took money and paid taxes, he, man, owes millions. Where much is given, much is asked for. So this is why people say sacrifices. Some people sacrifice time with their families to go to work. You know, when you get up there, you got so much money, you don't have nothing else to sacrifice but lives around you. Your mama got to go. Your brother got to go. Somebody got to go. We giving you all this money, you still going to have to make a sacrifice. So as we go up levels, we got to start seeing through the veils, actually seeing what's popping, like what's taking place. It's easy to see. So therefore, I say, weekly recap. Romeo, bruh, honor thy mother and honor thy father. I know that's difficult because in this world, they say, hey, your mama gave you birth, put that nigga on child support. You know, put him, everybody's a nigga. If you ignorant, you're a nigga. Like, let's just put it like that. I'm not even speaking colors in this lingo. It's all type of people on child support. They couldn't get along, put him on child support. You know what that does? That makes the father not only financially responsible for all type of different, with a, let's not even put that in there.
Single parent narratives. That's all it creates.
Of his income has to go to this specific place, but now it's taking away the ability where this person is the custodial guardian. Now he's a non-custodial guardian, which means he doesn't have custody. He's non-custodial. He doesn't have custody of those kids no longer. He's paying for them, but he doesn't have custodial rights over his own children anymore. So when you look at the whole structure that is being built around these things, it's no wonder why you see Lil Romeo say what he said. Bro, I've seen the development. I've seen it in my own life. So you start looking at it, it's like, okay, you see what it leads to. You know what it's going to lead to. Eventually, you have to be able to think 4 or 10 steps ahead of it. You know, unfortunately for Master P, the one knock I can see on bro right now, say God, this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He believes still in something deeper than himself. He has proven to himself that he God body. Bro, God body. But he give the credit away to something else. Other than that jewel that's inside of him. So, that's my take on that part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely my take on that.
Well, Romeo, you think you grown, and you think you wanted to be independent, and you wanted to walk your own walk. So walk that path. Don't be crying now that you chose to separate from the winning formula. All this isolation, you in competition with him secretly. It's your daddy. It's hard to walk in a great man's shoes. You hear me? You're not in competition with your father. He said, damn, son, I wish you would have just called me. You want to go to the media because you in your feelings. You hear me? You want to go to the media and just tear us down. You ain't even hearing no type of product. They already been having enough. But hey, man, I know deaths in the family, it's gonna tear the family apart or bring them together, man. I'm like, man, you be like, I done seen just have previous deaths in the family and see some people do this, some people just, you hear me? You start getting Christmas calls if you get Christmas calls. You know what I mean? So death tears families apart now. Big shouts out to the ones who just previously lost loved ones. It's a part of life. Death is a part of life. And we got to find better ways to deal with our father-son relationships, our mother-daughter relationships, our father-mother relationships, just relationships in general, because everything is being demasculated and destroyed. You know, they're feminizing everything. They're feminizing everything. You see, they got a black man at trial. We see Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. This is a black woman and a black man at trial. You hear me? That's what it is. That's what they're marketing to the world. You hear me? Anything the woman gonna say, oh, he lied, let me lie. Oh, did he shoot you? When the police? No, I stepped on some glass. Were you romantically involved? Oh no, I didn't mess with you. Hear me? Come to find out, all of y'all fucking. All of y'all fucking. You hear me? You don't gotta have any accountability. You can say anything. Ain't this? It's unfortunate though, but a lot of women don't want to have any accountability. It's always the man's fault. Man is this, and I'm a good woman. What makes you good? You think you're a good woman because you don't cheat or something? But every day you're a super bitch. Every day you're in super bitch mode. You hear me? But that's a good woman. You mean, man, what? Who wants to be around that? Anybody that's grumpy. Oh, my shit. Your shit doesn't stink. You hear me? When I take a shit, it doesn't stink. It smells like potpourri. But everybody else shit stinks. That's crazy. So, not down talking to women, but we got to do better with those narratives being portrayed. We was talking about it's a lot of good fathers out here that's trying to see their kids doing their duty, their daddy duties and financial duties and obligations, and they tripping out just because of another woman. Oh, that bitch, whoop. So they put the hands in the woman's because they know she's going to be emotionally unstable at times. That's how they just pass off they shit. Oh, I'm a woman, so I get like, well, I'm a man. We have feelings too. It's called testosterone. You hear me? That's why at 5 in the morning, our dick is like the Washington Monument in the morning. You hear me? That's called testosterone. So it's a different feeling. It's masculine feelings. You can't go off of what you feel all the time. What's real and what you feel, the world doesn't care about what you feel. Basically, who cares? You feeling down today, or who gives a shit? You broke today, you having money problems, who gives a shit? They like, fuck you, pay me. Water bill still due, mortgage still due, gas bill still due. You hear me? Oh, money isn't everything. Hey man, go sell that shit to somebody else. You hear me? That's what I'm like. Hey, you see Kanye West? You talking that shit? That nigga lost $1 billion in 7 days. Surely it's some type of insane. Who want to do that shit? Literally in America, who that does not mind losing $1 billion? You don't think it's some mental health shit going just a little bit?
They said he had 9 billion though.
Huh?
Said he had 9 billion.
You
got 9 billion, you lose a few, bro. You're not stressing it. See, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Depending on what part of the game you in. But I say this. Closing statement. Shout out to the goddesses out there in the world. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are the first teachers, the first plug-in to every prior to now. I say that because I did see a video where they were literally making babies in a factory, like a laboratory. They're literally saying for women that have damaged uterus and all these different things, they are making babies in factories. You know, it has no human connection. When a baby's being fed by the mother and being cultivated, it has an umbilical cord. That umbilical cord is plugging them into the matrix. It's bringing them into the world that they are about to come a part of. There's now inventions where who would say that these people would not even have a soul that's being born? I know that they made Yorkies, that they invented dogs from wolves, that they made them little bitty puppies some type of way. You know, it's so many things that we don't ask questions about. Even geniuses ask questions. So going into this new year, the year of the knowing, we are going to come in with a vibration of we know that we have. We know that we are. I am is I am. Unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? God body. We are, from here to there, we doing it to the fullest. 420 Club. Hey, man, closing statement.
Hey, in closing, man, that was just for the ratchet ass women, but to the goddess, the queens that's holding the family down, looking out for their man, being good mothers to the kids, and trying to work out through their family struggles and keep it all at a minimum. Hey, big shouts out to you because it's some good women out here and there's some good men out here too. So a lot of times, most of the time, if you single, it's probably because you got to get over yourself a little bit. You know, maybe you need to tone it down a little bit. You got too many rules. You know, so we appreciate y'all pulling up messing with us. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here messing with us.